Hi, I'm Jessica Evans with Love Live DC Real Estate here in Washington, DC. And today I'm going to talk about appraisals, specifically low appraisals. Now, let me start by saying that low appraisals are not common. We encounter maybe one or two of these a year at most. And often when we do, it's a little bit of a surprise because they're not common. But it's important to understand how it works and be prepared, whether you're a buyer or a seller. And have an understanding of kind of what is going to happen if the appraisal is low. This is particularly relevant right now because we've shifted to a market with a greater likelihood of appraisal challenges. The thing to understand is that appraisers will use most recent sales to determine the value. There's two challenges with that right now. One is that we have a limited number of sales. So if we have fewer data points, fewer similar homes that have sold in the last 3 to 6 months, then the chances of there being a lower appraisal or just not having the comparable sales needed for it to support a higher price is greater. And then we also have just a shifting market in a short period of time. So right now, if we're looking at sales from the end of 2022, the market conditions were very different than they have been so far in 2023. And if those are the most recent sales, that's problematic for the value matching what the market conditions are today. Now, appraisers should factor in a time of sale adjustment, but there is no guarantee that that happens. Now, what happens when an appraised value is below the sales price? If the contract includes an appraisal contingency, there is a set outline of what the next steps are. Typically, the buyer will ask the seller to reduce the price to the appraised value, or there will be some kind of renegotiation of the sales price. If there's no appraisal contingency, then the buyer will need to work with their lender to restructure their loan terms and figure out how they can work with the appraised value. If you're a buyer and you have this happen and you do not have an appraisal contingency, know that it's not necessarily guarantee that you're going to need to bring the difference to settlement in cash. If you have a larger down payment amount, really anything above 5%, chances are that you're going to be able to restructure your loan terms so that you don't need to bring additional cash to closing. Now, your monthly payment will likely be a little bit higher. So when we are representing buyers and sellers, we always try to prepare our clients for the outcome by carefully looking at comparable sales. But to be perfectly honest, appraisers use their own set of tools when they are evaluating properties, and they are looking at it from a little bit of a different vantage point than we do as real estate agents. So it is hard for us to predict exactly where we're going to be. But usually we know if we're in a situation where there are limited comparable sales that are similar, limited sales that support our price, and then we can have more conversations and prepare better for this outcome.